Also, if you have anything to contribute to the show, or you have any ideas, or if you have any thoughts on the show, please send it to itsshuffletime@gmail.com. Now that little pleasantry's out of the way, time for music news. This week in music news, unfortunately, we have to talk about somebody. And I'm hoping this will mean he is going to go away. Justin Bieber has turned 18.
Yay, and the world let out a collective meh. I mean,
Yes.
is it okay? Can the preteens stop like fangasming over him yet? Is it over? Please tell me, please God.
Because if they do now, it's going to be even more creepy, and it could be criminal for him.
Oh God, it needs to be over. Just stop this. I'm tired of looking at Justin Bieber.
Unfortunately, on his birthday, he decided to show off his new single, which was called Boyfriend. Oy. And his manager decided to give him a brand new Fisker Karma, one of the hardest to get sports cars in the world.
I just like the fact that like Justin Bieber, his balls barely dropped, and like he's singing about how relationships are so tough.
Good God. Please tell me this is going to be over. I doubt it, but please make it stop. Make the pain stop! As if the pain couldn't stop anymore. Creed is back in the studio.
Really? The 90s called. They want their band back.
Apparently Creed is back together, apparently in full. The band will start hitting the road.
Yeah, all those guys, all those names you remember, like
Scott Stapp, the drunk.
Dude, not even. Don't keep up with that.
Yes, apparently they will be going out on tour starting April 13th to only playing their first 2 albums, while they are currently working on their 4th album. I'm sorry.
4 albums. Wow. How long they been supposed to be together and doing music, guys?
Yeah. Apparently, the last album that Creed had out was 2003.
Oof. Should have stayed there.
Yes, apparently this is going to be the first big-time event that they are going on a tour together. Scott Stapp seems pretty excited, saying we're beginning tracks soon, here this month, and we're hoping to have the record out by the summer.
Yeah, all 2 Creed fans just wet themselves.
At least the ones that are still here. According to Stapp, we are going through this material, jamming and stuff, and I think it brings back the memories of how things were before the success.
What success? Oh, such hubris.
Yes. Speaking of hubris, that is, in this case, well-deserved, the Oscars were over the past weekend, and they finally announced the winner for Best Song, which was Man or Muppet.
Man or Muppet? Really?
Yes, the Muppets, the song from the Muppet Show, the movie that they came out last year, won the Oscar for Best Song.
Surely it was deserved.
Compared to the other one that was there, I think so. But
Dart
wasn't here for the original discussion. Do you know how it became one of the only 2 songs nominated?
No, I don't. How to do that?
You ever heard of Too Many Choices?
Nope.
Well, think of it as somebody went to a buffet, and they were asked to say what their favorite food was. And then you asked 3,000 people.
Oh, lovely.
All the other songs got part of it, but only 2 songs actually qualified to even be nominated.
Oh, populism at its finest.
So it was between this and a song from Rio.
Ah, I get you.
So I'm glad the Muppets won. At least they have something to hang their hat on.
Big golden statue. Good on them.
Yes, or as Miss Piggy put it, if I can't have my own, I'll just paint Kermit gold.
Oh, God.
Apparently she has a Twitter.
That does not surprise me. Good God, dude.
In other news, of a person who actually still belongs in music, Carlos Santana, who is still shaping out the details of his new several-year engagement in Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas, baby.
Yes, he will begin his work on his next album, which is going to be just him this time. His 36th album.
See, now that's a career, Creed.
It is going to be a solo instrumental album, so just him playing.
I might actually check that out.
After which he will begin his 2-year residency in Las Vegas.
Wow, that's the life right there.
Yes, he's taking the Cher and the Celine Dion route and just booking a place for the next 2 years.
Good on him.
He's going to be at the House of Blues.
Pretty sweet gig, I'd say.
Yes, if any man deserves to be richly rewarded for a career well spent, it is him. According to this, the venue will be reconfigured, taking the capacity to 1,200 people.
Yeah, you can probably fill it.
He is going to slowly build into his long-term commitment there, only playing about 45 shows for the first half of the year, with more possible in the fall, but we'll see.
Yeah, Santana fans, go. Vegas, baby.
Let's move on. Celebrating another legend. Johnny Cash would have celebrated his 80th birthday coming up later this year.
The man in black, I miss him.
So, in honor of that, in April there will be a all-star concert to celebrate his 80th birthday.
Oh, really?
With the likes of Kenny Chesney, Chris Christopherson, Lucida Williams, Ray LaMage, and Jamie Johnson.
All right.
Along with other people like Chris Cornell, Rodney Dunn, Carolina Chocolate Drops, Amy Lee...
Carolina Chocolate Drops?
I'm kidding.
What?
Amy
What?
Lee and Shooter Jennings.
Amy Lee. What are these? Wow, there's some weird names on this list.
Amy Lee is I believe, the front person for Evanescence.
Yeah, I remember. I know her, but who's Miss Chocolate Drops?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure Miss Chocolate Drops has a present to give tribute for the Man in Black. I'm sure.
Oh, this will be interesting. The concert will be held in Austin at Austin City Limits.
Should have held it in Hershey, Pennsylvania, a name like that.
Oh, good lord. Let's move on to the last two sad pieces of news this week. Do you want to go old, or do you want to go crazy?
Crazy over old.
The preliminary reports about Whitney Houston's death are finally starting to come in.
Oh god, more of this, all of this.
According to the coroner's basic findings, apparently it is going to be ruled an accidental death.
Sure, yeah, all that abuse of the body is totally an accident. Nobody had a choice in that.
There were no marks on her body to indicate there was a struggle, and it looked like it was just an accidental overdose, from what people can tell so far.
Oh god.
Although I have heard rumors that we may end up having another Michael Jackson situation here.
What? How? How do you have so much post-mortem Michael? Let the man lie!
As in, they are thinking that possibly the doctor shouldn't have prescribed her some of those things.
Oh, wow, God. Sure, probably not.
So we'll see how that turns out. But for now, it looks like the poor woman just took too much. And the final piece of news this week was the sad, sad passing yesterday of Davy Jones.
Davy Jones.
The original made-for-TV band, The Monkees.
Ah, yes. I remember hearing about this earlier this week.
The native Englander, who was originally a child actor before moving over here, got his start on the Ed Sullivan Show here in the States. He was... as soon as the Beatles came out on Ed Sullivan, About a year later, he and a few other gentlemen, who some of you know, started the Monkees. After they were all cast as the Monkees.
Yeah, before my time, man.
It's sad that he lived a good life and people respected him because even though he got put into what most people call that making the band thing, except without all the stuff before it, they actually sang and they did a lot of the work on those stuff. So I respect him for it. However, they didn't write the music. They had some of the best songwriters, including Carole King and Neil Diamond.
Oh, Neil Diamond.
Yes, it's amazing that a group from the 60s people still love them all the way up to today. And they didn't die of drugs. Or have a drug history attached to them.
Yeah, surprised.
Like certain groups we know.
Oh, yeah, they're all over the news.
Quite. Or ones that we'll probably have to wait till he's dead before we can ever have all the drugs back. Or how the hell is he still alive?
Yeah, there's some of those like that.
Keith Richards, I'm looking at you!
Keith Richards, yep, I was just gonna say, it reminds me of the Robin Williams skits. Like, Keith Richards walked up to one of the terrorists like, I smoked anthrax.
What do you got?
Alright.
Anyway, and that will close it out for music news this week.